So right where we picked off in the last video, we were talking about convenience sampling, and that would be questioning people that walk past you where you are set up. That's an example. So out of all the students at Morton West, if I want to kind of get a little bit of the, if I want to pick my sample, I can just set up my desk outside the exit where you need to pass me in order to come and grab your lunch. And I'd be like, hey, do you have a minute to come and answer a survey? So that's convenient for me. I didn't need to go out of my way to get help from anyone. A systematic sample is exactly what it sounds like as well. There's a system. It's a sample gathered by ordering the population, POP, population, in some way and selecting people at regular intervals. So again, pause this if you need to. So you'll see this as picking every blank person. So if I was given a list of students in alphabetical order of all the students that go to Morton West, that would be in some sort of order. I would pick maybe every 50th person or every 10th person. And so I'd go down the list, I'd count to 10, circle that person, and then keep going down the list 10 more. So out of all 3,500 students, picking every 10th kid to survey. So picking every 10th kid. So I'm going down the list that's ordered by alphabet and picking every 10th student. So that's a systematic sample. So make sure you pause and get those notes. The next one we have is a stratified sample, and I have this as a star next to it because this one is very similar to another sample method we'll do here in just a second, and I want to point out the difference between the two. But right now, let's just read the definition. This is when the population is split into separate groups where each group is sampled separately, and a few people from each group are chosen, this should say are chosen to make one sample. Alrighty, so I'm going to split up the population into groups, and then I'm going to pick a few people from each group to represent the whole. So if in this example of Morton West, say I took the freshmen, the sophomores, the juniors, and the seniors. Okay, so I took all 3,500 students at Morton West High School and I divided them by freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. I split them into groups and I'm going to sample them separately, and then I'm going to pick 10 freshmen, 10 sophomores, 10 juniors, and 10 seniors to make up my sample. So I would have a sample of 40 people. Oops, and that didn't get erased from before, but I would have a sample of 40 people. PPL is people. And so I have a little bit from each one of these groups, a little bit of each. Alrighty. Now, simple random is not the one that is most like stratified, but simple random is just a random when all members of a population are equally likely to be chosen. So there's no system that I have. I didn't strategically pick anyone. So the best way to do this is by talking about names drawn from a hat. Names drawn from a hat. So, or if I put all of your names in a list and if I put all your names somewhere in a random name or generator online, it would pick a random name, and that's also completely random. Something that is completely random. It is the most unbiased. There's no way to go wrong with this. It's completely innocent. I don't want to skew any of my data by doing this. The next one is a cluster sample, and notice that this also has a star because it is very similar to a stratified sample. And in a cluster sample, we're still going to divide the population into different groups. Actually, I'm running out of time on this video. I'm going to do this in the next video. I only have a few more videos, so keep going.